third phase of moon.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you today in regards to UFOs possibly harnessing the energy from the sun. Videos have been making the rounds lately, and we received one from George Rabb just moments ago in regards to this phenomenon. We're showing you the video right now, and it's mind-boggling to understand the comprehension behind this. What's going on? We're getting some close-up shots of the anomalies. What is going on here? It's very bizarre because when we do a close-up shot, I'm slowing it down just a bit, you can see this plasmic UFO enter the sun and rip out on the other side. It's very bizarre because this doesn't look like any kind of conventional aircraft, nothing in our assets. Is this something interstellar, something close to the sun, something massive in size, possibly the size of planet Earth itself? This object is mega in whatever its structure is. It's hard to say what is the meta propulsion behind this technology. We've got the entire panel that's going to be joining us tonight. They're going to be chiming in with their thoughts in regards to this incredible video from George Rabb, including George, who captured this. He's going to give us a statement. Buckle up, everybody. This is Third Phase of Moon. So let's get it on and start it off with Goofon. What's your thoughts here, Goofon?
Hey, thanks guys. Yeah, I appreciate this. This video's pretty interesting. So what I'm looking at now is, in the first part, an object that looks like a meteor heading into the sun, and then another object coming out. So one goes in at the top, like around the 11 o'clock position on the left, and then one comes out the bottom. Another one is leaving the sun. And this gentleman here who captured this says he has 3 videos here in 6 hours or something like that. He's never seen it before. And he watches the sun every day. So what we have here are objects entering the sun and objects leaving the sun, which I find very unnatural. I don't understand if we're actually seeing what we're seeing, or it is just an illusion of the sun itself. So when the objects are going into it, is it what we're seeing, or is it just because the sun is so bright that it's creating this effect that it looks like meteors leaving the sun and entering the sun? I know it sounds weird, but maybe it's just airplanes and it looks like they're coming out of the sun. But I can't explain the trails going in and the trails following the objects leaving the sun. To me, it's unnatural. I've seen this video now several times, and all I know is you can get a lot of strange anomalies with certain cameras in certain situations, like focusing in on the sun or focusing in on something very bright. I wonder if this gentleman took video of a light bulb and maybe moved something towards it and see if it leaves the same effect of streaks following in or out of passing in front of a light bulb. I don't know, just something to think of, because if this is real and objects are going in and out of the sun like this, I want to know why, and we're being lied to. NASA knows about it, I guarantee it. And if this guy knows about it, who else knows about it? That's what we need to look into. Who else has the same information? That'll verify it. That'll give me a little peace of mind to know that the sun isn't being, I don't know, extracted of its energy that we need here on Earth. It's pretty wild stuff.
Interesting stuff. Absolutely great insight, Rich, from Goofon. Appreciate that. Now let's take it out to Doc Skinner from 1028 Productions. What do you think of these anomalies, Doc?
So I'm looking at this video you guys sent me, which was filmed overlooking Mount Mitchell in North Carolina in the Appalachian Mountains. and it's pretty peculiar stuff. The first thing we see is an object flying into the sun, and my first thought would be, okay, it's a comet or something crashing into the sun. But as we move on forward, we see that these objects are actually leaving the sun and leaving a wake behind them of, I guess, sun stuff, and it is pulling it out as it ejects from the sun. Now, there's been many theories on something like this where these craft are capable of entering the sun and gaining the energy from the sun to refuel their tanks or their batteries or whatever it is that flies their ships. And others have speculated that these objects are actually traveling in and out of the sun because the sun, and this has been speculated, that the sun is actually a stargate. And people speculate that the fact that Egyptians and other cultures worship the sun, saying that it is a god, what if the sun is an actual stargate? Of course, we've never gone into it ourselves, but this is quite amazing footage. Like I said, the first image crashing in, you think, okay, it's a comet, but when they're ejecting from the sun, that is where it gets compelling. So, is this a portal, or is this, spacecraft using the sun to refuel their energy, or is this a stargate? It's interesting. I personally do not wish to find out myself, get too close to the sun, but yeah, this is an awesome video. Awesome video.
Absolutely, Doc. Great insight. I want you guys to notice this. There's one part of the video where it seems that there's a beam of light extending from the sun for thousands of miles. What the heck is this? Is this some kind of ray coming from the sun? Some beam of light? It's very strange. I'm looking at it closer. I don't know what this is. What could have caused this? Very strange. Now let's take it out to Michael from Dark Hour Paranormal. What's your thoughts?
When I initially started watching this video, I thought maybe that's some space debris or a satellite that is somehow falling into the sun, or perhaps it's going in front of the sun and we just can't see it. But as you get further into this video, that hypothesis does not stand up. I really appreciate the effort that this gentleman went through to isolate the object that he had captured on film for us to get a better look at. Now, I said object, but it really should be plural, because he sees 6 of these objects enter into the sun and come back out. It does remind me of some video footage that we've reviewed recently on Third Phase and Third Phase of Moon had presented respectively, wherein we did see objects going into the sun, but in this case, they're coming right back out. Now, another interesting aspect that I see in this video is when the object gets close enough to the sun, there's all of a sudden some sort of trailing or streaking as it gets closer and then finally disappears into the body. Now, interestingly enough, we also observe the same phenomenon when the object exits the sun. So, in reviewing this video, I can't really determine exactly what it is that we're looking at here. I'm not aware of any materials that we're using that can withstand the temperatures found in the sun, and to say that it moves in and out freely and intact, I still can't think of anything that we have created that would produce that sort of effect. This video is absolutely fascinating, a fantastic submission. It's almost as if there's a party or a galactic meeting occurring at the center of the sun and we're not invited. What exactly is going on in there?
All right, I'm happy to say Dr. J from Dr. J Radio Live has just joined us. He's watched the video. I sent it to him just moments ago. Dr. J, what's your thoughts on these anomalous objects?
Another viewer of Third Phase of Moon keeping his eyes in the sky along with his camera in the sky zoomed up to the sun. Now, what do we have here? We have objects, 6 different objects or 3 different objects captured in 6 videos that are coming and going towards the sun. First of all, what are they? Skeptics and debunkers alike are going to say this is natural phenomena such as solar flares and solar storms. However, I have never seen anything like that. No solar flare has ever looked so uniform and has traveled in such a way that could be looked at as a UFO or flying saucer. The next big question is, what is the purpose that they're going there for? Are they actually going into the sun, or are they just going near the sun and getting their energy recharged, their power source recharged, or are they looking for something else more? In the past, there have been videos that have shown that what alleged craft that have been near the sun that have actually had plasma that has been from the sun to the craft. So it's alleged for decades that that's what they're doing. That's what I'm wondering here, except we don't see this craft, if that's what they are, stop near the sun, but we see the craft actually disappear behind the sun.
Now, I got Brent here, and I want to get Brent's thoughts. What's your thoughts on these anomalies, Brent?
This guy's got a hell of a lens. You can see his telephoto has a really good close-up of the sun and ripping in from one side of the sun and then making an exit right out the other. And like Blake said earlier, the plasmic trail that is left behind, it gives this nice little subtlety of what is this? It's something that's seems otherworldly. I like the way George really had an eye. It seemed like there was a bunch of these anomalies happening within a little time frame, and great job, George, by capturing this with his great equipment.
Now, let's get to this. George Rabb recorded this for me just moments ago. He explains when he captured this and where. Listen up.
Hey guys, I just wanted to send this video to you. I took this back in October of 2020. I was hiking in the mountains, in the Pisgah Mountains in western North Carolina. And like I always do, I like to film the sun rising over the mountains. And it wasn't until this summer I happened to be looking at this video, and I saw something that was really unusual. So I sent it to you guys. I figured you guys could use it. And I would just like to get your opinion on it, see what you think about it. Anyway, thanks guys. I love your show.
It's incredible when we get submissions from the public, but what's outstanding is when people put their faces in front of the camera and give us their side of the story, their testimony. I gotta thank George Rabb for submitting his videos to us today, including his videotaped testimony. Fantastic work, George. I appreciate it. I want to thank everybody that's joined us in this live premiere, including the panel giving their testimony and discussion in regards to this incredible video that George captured. If you've seen anything like this, did you get lucky enough to film a UFO? Well, we want to see it right here at Third Phase of Moon. I urge you to upload your UFO phenomenon, your video, to YouTube, and then copy paste that link to my email. It's in the description below. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. Be safe out there. And big shout outs to all the support over the past week in regards to the super chats and all the chats coming in. You guys rock. I appreciate it so much. Keep your eyes on the skies. Be safe. Blake Cousins.
I think it's terrifying. I mean, this seems potentially like one of the biggest stories of my lifetime. And I don't care if it's about UFOs or whatever you call it. Something that we don't understand is getting very close to our military aircraft.
The technologies related to energy generation should come out first.
This hybrid aerospace underwater craft is able to basically generate an electromagnetic field.
It is President Trump's belief that the United States must remain as dominant in space as we are on land and sea and the air. And your charge is to see to that mission with the United States Space Force.
You know, there were 3 people on my team assassinated, and I was almost killed.
With a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
It's a matter of national security.
But apparently, just recovered are off-world vehicles not made on this Earth.
The president will respond to the subject the way they want them to. There's a black box with all the technologies that would give us a civilization that's sustainable, peaceful, etc., and that's been around for decades.
Everybody's asking the biggest question in the world.
Are we alone?
Look, it's holding, it's
That
just
is
stalled out
strange.
there.
The narrative that's being launched, which is a false narrative, is that we're not alone and that those civilizations are a threat. The problem is that the public has to be informed and involved.
It could be a brief statement saying, hallelujah, I'm finally vindicated.
I'm not completely convinced they're going to let this stay like it is.
But the people who are surrounding that level of our politicians and government are not told. Like the movie Independence Day, where Will say, let's go kick alien butt.
Are beyond any capability that we can identify with an Earth nation, either in delivery, in platform, something that a military is showing, or is in development.
The world's largest UFO hunt is on.
A black triangle, white sort of indicator lights on its peripheral tips, coming out of the water.
UFO investigators Blake Cousins, in search of off-world vehicles, along with his twin brother Brent Cousins. Is there ET presence among us? In search for the truth, disclosure is happening now. The UFO Report has the largest archive of the best UFO videos from around the world. Hidden secrets waiting to be unlocked. Incredible UFO videos captured around the world by the public.
Underwater UFOs, which behave in ways that science can't explain.
If you ever wondered whether we're alone in the universe, the answer is here.
Turn the music off! Oh, dude, my God.
UFO Report, third phase of moon. We're not alone.